Well, last week we told you about Richmond Animal Care and Control collecting much needed items for the Department of Social Services and the seniors living in our community without family support this holiday season. For today's CBS 6 Gives, with the help of our friends at Virginia Credit Union, Brendan King surprised the nonprofit and has a message for others.
And tell me about when you go on some of these cases, you enter into these homes and you see some somewhat tragic stories. Can you tell me about that?
Sadly, what we find is there is a level of care that isn't being met for the humans in that home or the pets.
Well, here at CBS 6, we are continuing our month of giving for December. And while our presentation may look a lot different than our years past, we just wanted to applaud the work that you, Christy Chiss-Peters, and the Richmond Animal Care and Control and the RACC Foundation does every single year. And so we want to thank you for all the good work and our community that you do. We hope that it inspires others to do good. So we hope to offer a financial gift to help maybe get you all over the edge and provide some of the much needed items for these local people who really need help right now.
That is so generous. You honestly, you guys are so incredibly supportive, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And I promise you that every single dollar that you give will go to help saving a life, either human or animal.
And let's hope for a much calmer, uneventful 2021.
Amen to that. Absolutely.
And amen from us too. RACC is still accepting donations. You can find a list of items on our website at WTVR.com. Right now it's 6:07. Let's go look at the roads. Here is Rob, in for Shannon, in for Francis, in for Kristen.
And by the way, Kristen will be back on Monday.
Yay!
Hallelujah. We're so excited to have her back with our CBS 6 family. All right, time for a check on traffic right now. And luckily, not a whole lot to tell you about. A lot of green on the road right now. We do have this, though. We have a breakdown. This is on I-95 northbound coming into Richmond from Chesterfield across the James River Bridge. Just before you get to the river, there's a broken down vehicle. This is right after exit 73. But the hot spots that are normally starting to pick up about this time look great. The Shaco Valley Bridge looks fantastic. The Bryant Park Interchange looks fantastic. And the toll booth down at Powell Height and Chippenham look pretty good too. We do have this problem we want you to know about. If you're in Chesterfield County and you're driving anywhere on Otterdale Road, they've got some standing water and freezing temperatures causing some slick conditions there. This is between Duval and the Midlothian Turnpike. And also starting today, way down here in the Prince George, Charles City area, the Benjamin Harrison Bridge. It's one of those bridges, not a drawbridge. It raises up and down. They're going to be doing some maintenance on it starting today, and that'll last over the next 4 days. So you're going to have to find a way to get around that. Reba?
All right, thanks, Rob. Well, are you still waiting on holiday packages or need to mail some? Well, listen to this. United States Postal Service says it is overwhelmed right now with an unprecedented number of packages and a limited number of employees due to COVID-19. The Postal Service issued a statement this week warning that customers may experience temporary delays during the holiday season. It says there is a temporary employee shortage due to a surge in COVID cases and at the same time a historic volume of mail. FedEx and UPS are experiencing the same problems this holiday season. The Postal Service is asking people to send holiday packages and cards as soon as possible to avoid items arriving after Christmas. And if you want to get your packages under the tree in time for Christmas Eve, today is the last day for USPS first class shipping. It's also the last day for Amazon standard shipping based on last year's deadlines. Tomorrow is the last day for USPS priority mail. We have a full list of holiday shipping deadlines on our website at WTVR.com. Well, you probably didn't even know this, but today is one of the most festive days of the entire holiday season. It is National Ugly Sweater Day and Answer the Phone Like Buddy the Elf Day.
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? Put that down.
Yeah, you remember that scene in the movie Elf where Buddy, played by Will Ferrell, answers the phone asking, what's your favorite color? Well, take it up a notch today and spread even more Christmas cheer by showing off your ugly Christmas sweater while answering the phone like Buddy the Elf. You can even pick your own elf name and come up with your own question and design your own sweater. And if you're missing out on all the tacky Christmas sweater parties this year because of the pandemic, you can always plan a virtual party to celebrate instead.
And I don't know if Reba remembers this, but
I remember.
She watched a story of some lady out in Iowa who made tacky sweaters so ugly you couldn't even find them in the stores. You had to hand order them.
And I thought, Rob,
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. This one she ordered for me, it had batteries in the pocket so that when you turned it on, all the Christmas lights on the trees lit up. And that thing was so tacky and so bad that I think that my son absconded with it.
Right?
Yeah, I think he has it, and he just amazes people when he walks in with his Christmas lights all lit up.
And you loved me for getting you that.
I love that, yes, and you made me wear it every
I
Christmas.
sure did.
Yeah.
Tom, you're next. I'm getting you one.
Well, there's no chance of that happening. But first of all, I said I'd tell you that now. Can you imagine now, Rob, your son's a little older now, but
Yeah.
can you imagine the parents of like a 12 or a 13-year-old and you're wearing that, how mortified
Oh,
they
I'm
would
definitely
be?
getting you one now.
Yeah, and they hate being seen with you just in regular clothing.
Right? And now add that.
Oh,
Yeah, throw
Dad.
that on, walk into the store, man. Or just make it a surprise. Like take your coat off when you get in the store and strut around in that. Ha! All right, let's talk about what's happening. A few flurries this morning. You know, we had a little coating of snow out in Louisa. Linda Best sent a nice picture. I don't know if we'll be able to get that on yet, but I got the picture, Linda. Thank you very much. Out in Bumpus, they had a little coating, and maybe a few other areas could have seen that as well. For us, just some flurries this morning. 50 is our average high. Our sun rises now at 7:19. Setting at 4:54. Did you notice that it just gets dark a touch later? I noticed that because I'm really observant in the evenings. A little bit later. It still gets dark later in the morning, but evenings, the sun is setting just a touch later now. I like that. All right, back to you guys.
All right, thanks. A temporary funding bill to keep the government open expires at midnight tonight. We'll tell you what's keeping lawmakers from agreeing on a deal that would prevent the government from shutting down and how close they are on a new coronavirus relief bill.
And one lawmaker cracks open a farewell beer on the House floor, his message to Congress as they struggle to reach a compromise.
Now, from CBS 6, the Weather Authority, meteorologist Tom Patton.
All right, good morning. We're tracking a few flurries this morning. Not too much here now, but we had a nice little bit earlier. Didn't stick or anything here, but we had some areas where it did. I think we'll bring that up a little bit later. That's well out to the west. This is just some weak energy passing this morning, a little shortwave trough we call it, and just enough to kick off a few flurries in various parts of central Virginia this morning, and that's really starting to wane at this point. Now, the next 5-day precipitation total, and this probably includes now into Monday and Monday night, now we have about 1/4 of an inch possibility, and down to the south and southeast near Virginia Beach, the Tidewater area, a bit more than that. So we'll have more showers now, and the time frame maybe a few Sunday, and then again later on Monday. Let's talk about the next 8 to 14 day temperatures. We expect a really good shot of cold air sometime around Christmas to come in and linger for a few days. So our 8 to 14 day outlook is for temperatures to be below average, and I think they'll be well below average at sometimes in that time frame. All right, back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Tom. A second coronavirus vaccine is on track to be available in just a few days. Excuse me, let me turn on my mic here. An FDA advisory panel is recommending Moderna's coronavirus vaccine be authorized for emergency use now, and this comes just 1 week after the same group of scientists endorsed Pfizer's vaccine. The FDA says it will work rapidly to authorize this Moderna vaccine. Nearly 6 million doses could start shipping out in the days ahead.
We have finally turned the corner from just a defensive strategy around COVID-19 to, in fact, an offensive strategy.
Vice President Mike Pence and Second Lady Karen will be vaccinated today. President-elect Joe Biden will get his as soon as next week. Federal officials are hopeful that some 50 million Americans will have gotten at least their first shot by February.
Unless some serious progress can be made today, it is looking like Congress will have to meet for an emergency session over the weekend. It would be needed to avoid a government shutdown and to approve a much needed and anticipated COVID-19 relief deal. Americans have been waiting on the $900 billion package for months now. It would provide help to small businesses, $300 weekly unemployment checks, and a $600 stimulus payment to most Americans. Lawmakers are hopeful they can reach a compromise with a temporary funding bill that kept the government open, set to expire at midnight.
Well, a congressman from South Carolina is asking lawmakers to come together and pass a stimulus bill before he finishes his term. Representative Joe Cunningham cracked open a beer right on the House floor to salute his colleagues as he gave a goodbye speech.
For the betterment of this country, we have to come together. We have to sit down and listen to each other and maybe even have a beer. In the spirit of the bipartisanship and cooperation, I raise this glass to my colleagues, both Democrats and Republicans. I yield back.
Well, he didn't actually drink it because he was respectful of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's floor rules, where members have to keep their masks on, even while addressing the floor. Cunningham urged Democrats and Republicans to put aside their differences for the good of the country. He also said his grandfather once told him he can get through any problem with somebody just by sitting down and having a beer with them. The Democrat lost his re-election bid in November.
Very memorable, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is. Well, a new study ranks the states with the most and least Christmas spirit in the whole country. We're going to tell you where Virginia lands on that list coming up.
From CBS 6, the Weather Authority, meteorologist Tom Patton.
All right, here you go, Linda Beth.
What kind of candy is it?
Out in Bumpus. This is out in Louisa County. Just cold enough. I mean, the folks out there, the temperatures have been below freezing all night west of town, so a little bit of a flurry or a little snow shower passed through and gave them a nice coating. Not a real wet coating, but a nice coating of snow. So thank you, Linda, for thinking of us this morning and sending that in. I appreciate that. All right, let's talk about what's happening. We have just a few residual flurries now around here. We've been above freezing all night, and our temperature is currently 35 degrees. A couple flurries still showing up at the airport. Pretty light now, just a couple stray ones flying around. It feels like 29. We got just a touch of a breeze to make it feel colder. Mid-30s in the metro, but look at Louisa, 31, Farmville, 32. So there's some areas out there that could have a very nice light coating from those flurries we had this morning. Today's gonna be another cold one. Once this energy passes, just warming back into the lower and middle 40s once again, and the radar really just showing very little. And what we have is what we just call a little shortwave, a little weak upper level energy passing through, sort of kind of a little clipper, and just enough cold air up above to kick off some flurries this morning, and those are passing as we speak. High pressure otherwise, so we'll have a nice couple of days, at least into Saturday. We may get some showers on Sunday. All right, this is our air mass weather right here, and this kind of shows us the temperature of the large areas of air that move in and out of the United States. Over the next several days, we're just kind of cool, nothing real warm. We may pop into the 50s for a bit in the middle of next week, but look at that area of cold air that comes through the upper Midwest. This is Christmas Day. A really strong cold front's going to come through and give us some really cold air Christmas Day and most likely the day after as well. And it's going to be a strong cold front that's going to kick off some precipitation. I'll show you that here in a second. This is Sunday showers coming through, and then Monday, a little bit later in the day, some rain showers coming through, and then we're dry Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday we warm up. We feed some moisture into this front, so we get some rain. The cold air quickly comes in late Thursday into Friday morning. If there's any residual moisture, oftentimes there is not with these cold fronts, it may turn into a little wintry weather early Friday morning. Maybe. We'll see how that goes. That's, again, next Thursday into early Friday morning. It doesn't even appear on the 7-day forecast yet, but we'll at least get that rain on Thursday with some warmer air. All right, guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Tom. Well, it looks like Virginians have been busy decking the halls.
Yeah, Virginia ranks as number 18 in the country for states with the most Christmas spirit. According to that study done by CenturyLink, the states with the most Christmas spirit are Utah, Idaho, Wisconsin, North Carolina, and South Carolina. The states with the least Christmas spirit, the Grinches, Colorado, New Mexico, Hawaii, my home state of Florida, and apparently the biggest Grinch of them all, Washington, D.C. Wow.
Well, CenturyLink looked at 6 key metrics, including Google searches for Christmas movies and gingerbread houses, online shopping for wrapping paper, Christmas cards, Christmas ornaments, and Elf on the Shelf, plus Christmas music streams and tweets about Christmas. They also looked at the number of Christmas tree farms and charitable giving in the last year.
We're number 18.
Number
Not
18,
too bad.
not bad. Well, because of the pandemic, more people are eating at home. What the American Heart Association is doing to make sure even middle school students know how to prepare a healthy homemade meal.
Most students begin winter break next week. We'll tell you the plans for meal distributions in school districts across the area.
spreading joy to families in need while local nonprofit needs your help this holiday season.
A chance to win big. We're going to tell you which game the Virginia Lottery says gives you the best chance at becoming a millionaire.
Working for you. This is CBS 6 This Morning.
6:30 on this Friday, December 18th. I'm Rob Cardwell.
And I'm Reba Hollingsworth. Thanks for joining us. We'll get to your news in a moment, but right now let's go look at your forecast. Here's Tom. Hey, Tom.
Good morning, Reba. Good morning, Rob. The flurry's just about done here. I could still see a couple little snowflakes here and there, but we had a nice little burst of flurries early this morning, but nothing major. In fact, our temperatures all night long have been above freezing here in town. Let's take a look at our current conditions. 35 degrees at the airport with a few flurries still showing up. The feels like temperature, that's the wind chill, is 29. So it feels a little colder, but it's not too bad out here. In fact, it's very pleasant. Maybe because it's Friday, I don't know. Outside of that, we've got numbers in the low 30s to the west, and some of those areas got a little coating of snow while we just had some flurries here. Mid-30s around the metro right now. And the radar just shows some waning little bits and pieces of moisture. It's just some light energy passing through this morning, but not too much. In fact, we may just see a few flurries yet over the next hour at best. A little fog way up north and northwest, but outside of that, we'll see skies becoming partly sunny today, remaining cold with a high of 44. Reba, Rob, back to you.
All right, thanks, Tom. A 16-year-old is arrested after he was clocked driving nearly 100 miles per hour on the interstate. It led to a police chase that ended in a major crash. Now we're learning that vehicle may have been used to help commit a recent murder. A Domino's delivery driver in Chester had just bought a sedan when he ran into work to grab a delivery, only to turn around and see someone in his car speeding away. He asked us not to show his face after learning his car was used in a violent crime.
Called me. I said, we found your vehicle. I said, that's great. He said, it's totaled. I said, as I kind of expected. And he said, well, it was involved in a homicide. It's like, I was not expecting that.
Sussex deputies got into a short high-speed chase with a car thief early Tuesday morning after it went whizzing through their radar at 95 miles per hour on I-95. The car flipped twice on a Prince George exit ramp. Deputies took the 16-year-old driver into custody and searched the car, finding a spent casing round already fired and a 9mm rifle. Crime Insider sources say Petersburg police, Sussex deputies, and state police are all sharing notes right now, adding this car may have evidence from more than one case.
Well, as a reminder, winter break begins next week for most school districts in our area. And to get ready, those schools are distributing additional meals to students. Hanover County Schools is passing out 11 days worth of meals today. That's to make up for the distribution yesterday that was canceled because of the bad weather. In Chesterfield, the school system will continue meal distribution twice next week and then twice the week after. Henrico County and Richmond Public Schools will not have meal distribution during the winter break. Yesterday, by the way, was also the last day to pick up meals in both of those districts.
If you need a coronavirus test, the Richmond and Henrico Health District is holding free community testing today at Regency Square. It will be located at the parking deck from 10 until noon. To register, just call the hotline number right there on your screen. It is 205-3501. We also have that information on our website at WTVR.com. Well, today is the last day for small businesses to apply for the Richmond Recovers Grant. This is the second round of grants from the City of Richmond and is funded with $2 million from the CARES Act. Small businesses are eligible to apply for up to $15,000. That money can be used towards rent, wages, and cost of PPE and more. To apply, just go to rvastrong.org. The application closes at 11:59 tonight.
Well, if you're having trouble paying your wastewater bill in Hopewell, city leaders there have $800,000 to help you out, but you need to act fast. After the pandemic hit, Hopewell was awarded that money as part of the CARES Act to help business and homeowners who are behind on their wastewater bills. If you're one of them, you have to apply to get that help, and you have until close of business on December 30th to do so.
Any customer, residential or commercial, if you are delinquent in your bill because of the coronavirus, you're eligible.
Customers can go to the city's website for a link to that application. Well, we know that the pandemic has impacted all of us in a number of ways.
Well, even some charities and nonprofits say they've had trouble this year. Shannon Lilly explains the challenges one local nonprofit has faced this year and how you can help them carry out their mission. Shannon.
Well, Well, this holiday season, Reba Rob, you can help spread joy to children and families in need. In fact, a local nonprofit is asking for your help to do that after an especially tough year. Now, for the Lucian Hunter Foundation of Hope, this year has been marked by decreased donations and challenges. In fact, we're told the organization that typically sponsors the nonprofit had a group home catch fire, which has really put a damper on the funds they plan to allocate. Pamela Hazelwood says the Lucian Hunter Foundation of Hope is now putting out an urgent call for help from the community. The nonprofit serves the community through education and helping area students, and they're still holding out hope to pull off this Monday's Christmas mission. They want to provide holiday cheer for 150 families that have reached out for help. But Hazelwood now says they need the community's help to help pull this off.
Toiletries, we're looking for any type of clothing, we're looking for toys for small children, and we're looking for anything that can kind of uplift the families for the upcoming holidays. And we're trying to collect all of these by Saturday. On Monday, we're going to be bringing people into the Laburnum Recreation Center, and we give out toys. We usually have a big dinner for them, but due to COVID, we're going to just do the toys and PPE supplies for the parents and the children.
And if you'd like to donate, you can stop by this location you should be seeing here on your screen. It's 3003 Mechanicsville Turnpike. Stop by today anytime between 10 and 6 p.m. or you can stop by tomorrow anytime from 8 to 8 or on Sunday from noon until 6. And then as those donations come in, volunteers will be on hand to sort those items and to assemble these Christmas care packages for those in need. And Reba Rob, this is a situation where a little bit can go a long way.
And it's so true.
Yeah, and there are a lot of families that could use some help. Thank you, Shannon.
Well, a group of Henrico students is going above and beyond for their community this holiday season. They led a canned food drive to help out hungry families, and it was all their idea. CBS 6 talked with the masterminds behind the effort, Leah, Alex, Lily, and Jaden. They're all third graders at Seven Pines Elementary School. They tell us they were reading a book about hunger around the world and felt really bad for those people. So the group instantly got to work organizing a canned food drive. They even promoted the event by making their own commercial for the morning announcements. We asked these hardworking students what it was like to give back.
It makes me feel good inside because I know that some people, they don't have any food.
Being foodless and homeless in the cold, wet winter is a miserable way to live life.
I'm hoping that we get like a lot of cans. It's just amazing to see how many we've got so far just from the morning.
Oh, they're so cute. Well, so far, they have collected more than 1,100 cans to be donated to the Virginia Food Bank.
Near this morning, a local chef is dedicating his time to teach local students how to cook affordable, healthy meals. Chef Ray Britt of Soul Food RVA is partnering up with the American Heart Association for Simple Cooking with Heart. The goal of that program is to teach people how to cook healthy meals from start to finish and increase their confidence in preparing food at home.
So let's say with this weekend, we did chicken fajita bowls. And so I taught them how to properly cut an onion, how to cut out the inside of a pepper and cut from the inside versus cutting from the outside because it's easier. And then we broke down the chicken and we made fajita bowls. A lot of the kids left extremely confident and wanted to go home and remake the meals for their parents. So.
Pretty cool, huh? Because of the pandemic, Chef Ray's classes have very limited space. There's a wait list right now, but he says don't worry, they're planning to have more classes in the new year.
Well, starting today, King's Dominion will be open nightly for the first time in 2020. Their holiday event, Taste of the Season, is running today through Wednesday from 2 to 8 p.m. The park will be closed for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but then they were going to reopen on December 26th and 27th. Taste of the Season features festival theme areas, live shows, 16 rides, and dozens of foods. King's Dominion says social distancing guidelines and health safety protocols are in place, and you will need to make a reservation. Well, there's a message from the Virginia Lottery. Check your ticket. Someone in Winchester bought a Powerball ticket worth $1 million during Wednesday's drawing.
Yeah, but they don't know who it is yet.
Yeah.
They don't know. That person has 180 days from the date of the drawing to claim the prize. And by the way, you have a shot at being a millionaire too. The drawing for the Mega Millions is tonight. The jackpot is $310 million. Or you can try your luck with the Powerball. The drawing for that $304 million jackpot is tomorrow.
And don't forget, time is running out to buy your New Year's Millionaire raffle. The Virginia Lottery says this game has your best odds of winning big. There are 137,000 tickets left, and on New Year's Day, they will announce 4 winners of $1 million. And you know, each ticket costs $20.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, time for a check on the weather you're waking up to. Some flurries earlier this morning. Tom, how's it looking out there now?
Yeah, it's not looking too bad. I mean, it's kind of stopped. Rib, I have a little advice for you, by the way. If you're going to buy one of those tickets, when you're choosing your numbers, you have a 50-50 chance that that number you're choosing will be even. Keep that in mind.
50-50. I like those odds.
That's going to help you out.
Thanks,
all right.
Tom.
You'll thank me later. And I won't even ask for a percentage or a cut from that advice. So keep that in mind. Hey, 50 is our average high. 31's the average low. 3 the record low back in 1973. Our sun rises a little bit later today, 7:19. But have you noticed in the evenings, just a little bit later with the daylight? I mean, a little bit. I've noticed it because I check it all the time. But 4:54 now is our sunset time. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks. A roof collapse at a sports complex in New York, and it's all because of record-breaking snow. We're going to have a closer look at more of that winter storm in the Northeast, where some areas are seeing over a foot. Welcome back, everybody. Record-breaking snow in the Northeast is responsible for a roof collapse at a sports complex in Binghamton, New York. You can see it covered in snow there. Wow. In fact, heavy snow covered much of Pennsylvania, New York, and New England Thursday, causing slick road conditions and knocking out electricity to tens of thousands of homes. Parts of Massachusetts ended up getting about 15 inches of snow, while other parts of the state are now dealing with flooding after the snowstorm. So just a big mess all over the Northeast.
Kind of hard to watch some of that video. Goodness.
You know, there's a lot of people here that would like that. I mean, not here.
You're right.
I mean, here.
Yeah, the big picture. Yeah.
Big picture. Okay. All right. Let's talk about that system now. I'm looking up into New England, and that is long gone. And it's going to stay cold, so the snow is going to linger around that area. So if you want to drive up to New England and have a great time in the snow, go for it. You've got it. It's going to be around a bit there. For us, we do have some cold air around and a little weak energy diving in, and that was